everyone, and welcome to our online press briefing where we're about to reveal the 2023-2024 speakers in the Distinguished Speakers Series of Southern California. I'm Caroline Feraday, and as you may be able to tell, I was formerly from Tennessee. No, I was a reporter in England with the BBC. Now here I am in Southern California reporting for the National Public Radio affiliate KCLU, and I'll be your host for the next half an hour. Now, I will ask you to please leave your cameras on so that we can see you and so that we can get to your questions later. Now, one of the best parts of my job as a journalist is that I get to talk to newsmakers before we hit record and before they go on the record. Now, often those sort of off the record moments are when you hear the best news, you hear all the most fascinating stories, and I love hearing directly from speakers, straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. So revealing things they'll never be able to share, perhaps in print or on broadcast media. Now, today, we have just that kind of unfiltered conversation for you with our special guests. Now, members of the media, we will be sharing a recording of this broadcast later on YouTube for you, and you're welcome to use the sound, you're welcome to use the audio files from today's conversations. Now, let's let you know who's here today. Today we have Kathy Winterhalder. She's the CEO and co-founder of the Distinguished Speaker Series of Southern California. Welcome to Kathy. We've got Lynne Andujar, the editor-in-chief and publisher of 805 Living. And actress speaker Goldie Hawn is the first featured speaker in the 2023-2024 series. She'll be joining us a little bit later on by video. Let's get started, shall we, with Kathy. Kathy, just tell us a little bit more about yourself and the Distinguished Series Speaker of Southern California series. I understand it's celebrating 30 years of bringing world-class speakers to the region.
Almost 30 years. We started in 1996. We're a female family-owned business. We present speakers. Oh, we're hearing a little bit out there. We present speakers in 4 locations: Pasadena, Long Beach, Redondo Beach, and Thousand Oaks. So Thousand Oaks, we're now hitting our 23rd season. I'm just excited to share what we're all about with everyone. So we kick off with Goldie Hawn. Dr. Mugega Cooper follows in October. She's a JPL scientist. Lisa Genova is a neuroscientist, all about the brain. Then here we've got General McMaster. He's going to share what's going on in the world. Thomas Friedman, Pulitzer Prize winner. So we're excited about the lineup. Hopefully people are seeing this art all over town and all over the community. And I guess we're getting a little sample here of a sponsor benefit. So all kinds of great images there.
I must admit, every year I see these speaker lineups and I think, well, they can't possibly top that. And then every year you manage to top that. Lynne, thank you very much indeed for joining us as well from 805 Living. Tell me a little bit about your role there. And of course, you've worked with Kathy in the past.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes, I'm the founder and owner of 805 Living. We're a regional lifestyle magazine that covers the Central Coast of California. We're heading into our 19th, we're in our 19th year and heading into our 20th year of publishing next year. And readers depend on the magazine for everything that's exciting in the region. We cover food and wine, arts and culture, entertainment, travel, lifestyle, and of course, the amazing people that live in our region. And we've been highlighting the Distinguished Speaker Series of Southern California for years in the magazine. We think and know our readers really appreciate learning about all the amazing speakers. And we've been working, supporting on the advertising front as well for the past couple of years.
Great. Well, the folks joining us today, I'm sure will have questions. If you want to pop your questions in the chat, we will get to those. I guess the important question, Kathy, you can tell me how you actually get hold of tickets to come and see these speakers.
Can you hear me now?
I certainly can.
Wonderful. Okay. So there's a couple ways to buy tickets. The easiest way is jump on our website, which is speakersla.com. And then you can click on order tickets. You'll see all the seats we have available, the different price ranges, and order that way. If you want a more hands-on experience, you can call the Thousand Oaks Performing Arts Center box office. They can help you over the phone at 805-449-2787.
Very good.
Now, I think I also need to explain, we're a subscription package. That's pretty unique. We don't sell individual tickets. So when you come on board, you're buying a seat to all 6 speakers.
Very good. And then the tickets, as I understand it, the tickets sort of don't cover all the costs of paying the great speakers. And so there's some sponsorship involved in getting them here. How much and sort of what does a sponsor get? Just talk us through some
Well,
brief figures.
we try to tailor sponsorships to the needs of the partners that join us. Starts at $25,000 to be a sponsor. I think the biggest benefit, honestly, is to be associated with these world-renowned speakers and a quality event. But of course, there's benefits involved. So for that, you get 10 premium series tickets. Those seats are now gone. We hold them for sponsors. Somebody can't just jump online and get those premium seats. We also allow our sponsors, if they wish, to host a private party with one of the speakers. We also provide 80 extra tickets for their guests to enjoy the show for that one night they host the speaker. So that, for a lot of sponsors, is really a key benefit, because if you are sponsoring because you want to entertain clients, often this exclusivity is unbelievable. If you want employee engagement, here's a great night out, getting employees back to the office, giving them a special team building event. If you're involved in the community and you've been going to chamber meetings, here's another opportunity to bring all those people that matter to your business together. Also, you get logo exposure, table in the lobby. You have other ways to market your logo on our website, social media. We have quite, and Lynn can explain, we have quite a strong advertising campaign in the community. So that, I think, is another reason. And then I think lastly, honestly, people travel the world to go to Davos, to go to the Aspen Mine Festival, to meet these speakers and be in that environment. For a lot less money, you get a lot more to be a part of your own community and support the series. So we definitely need corporate sponsors, corporate partners, and we can probably help you fill a need that you're looking for with the sponsorship.
Now look, Goldie Hawn. Who doesn't love Goldie Hawn? She's a great, famous actress. I think her and Kurt Russell even have a local winery in Los Alamos. But obviously, I'm very curious what she'll talk about in her speech. So here is to tell us a little bit more is Goldie herself in a recent interview with CNN's Chris Wallace.
In 2003, you started a classroom program called Mind Up to help kids dealing with stress, anxiety, depression. How does it work?
The program basically is based in neuroscience. So everything that we teach them, whether it's being mindful of your senses or taking 3 brain breaks a day, they now can tell you, a second grade can tell you how it affects the brain and how it allows them to think better when they're more grounded, more relaxed, and more conscious, because they know that the prefrontal cortex is actually the thinking brain. This is where you can learn better, make better decisions, better analyze things, and actually feel better. So we give them these tools.
You say this is a big deal for you, that this is your life right now, Mind Up.
It's 100% of my life. It's 100% of my heart. And now 20 years later after this, all of the turning a blind eye to our children's mental state has really grown into an epidemic. And it's too much not to walk away from it. You have to. You see differences in children in the classroom, and there's no way to walk away from it. So that's why I'm still here, 20 years later.
Oh, she's just glorious. Lynn, you're with the media, and given that this is a press conference, let's get you to chime in. I'm sure you've got some questions for Kathy.
Sure, Carolyn, I'd love to. Kathy, I'm curious, you always manage to secure such an amazing slate of speakers. How do you do this?
Well, first off, we survey the audience. Every year, we hand out a survey with about 400 names on them to try to get an idea of what are they interested in? Is it feasible for us to get them? And then we put this lineup together. And honestly, speakers love our event. They love our audiences. Our audiences are there really to be entertained and learned. We're not one persuasion or another, so they have a lot of fun. So the word's gotten around. When somebody enters the speaker world, they often contact us, and we're one of the first. So we also make sure, again, that the lineup is offering our subscribers who they want to experience. And I was just looking at Goldie, and I just wanted to share that she'll be with us for an hour and a half. We're not only going to be talking about Mind Up. I mean, she's a badass. Back in the 90s, there were three women who get a movie made, her, Barbara Streisand, and Jane Fonda. So she has an amazing life story to tell us about and everything she's interested in. The subscribers can ask questions, and I think probably that winery is going to come up. So I hope I answered how you want it, but we have great relationships with all the agencies that handle all these top-notch speakers.
You did. I mean, that's great. And I love that the series provides an evening of entertainment, but can also, it's a big learning experience. So can you elaborate a little bit about the format and how it creates a platform for conversation and learning?
Oh, sure. That's really important to us. That's why you'll see a neurosurgeon or scientist, on our lineup. Mugega is going to take us into space. Our audience, they're also special people. They're interested, they're engaged, a lot of community leaders, your neighbors, business owners, couples. So I think it's unusual. It's not your typical date night. A lot of intergenerational. We'll have parents bringing their adult children with them. It's a great conversation. So I think, am I answering that correctly? We make sure you're going to leave learning something you didn't hear on CNN that they picked for you, or Fox News, or the others. And again, I don't think there's too many things anymore where you look around, you see different political backgrounds, different ages, all coming together to laugh, learn, and enjoy the night. I think we're really special.
It sounds amazing. I'm curious, is the series appropriate for high schoolers as well? It seems like, as you said, it's a great family activity.
We actually encourage high schoolers. I have a funny story. Early on, I had little children, and I thought, okay, I'm going to promote parents and their high schoolers. Not too many parents wanted to have a night out with their high schoolers. So you're welcome to bring them. I think they'll learn a lot, enjoy, maybe go on a career path they never thought or imagined. But we also have a program called Share the Vision that a lot of sponsors have been integral in helping us do this. It's helping us get high school classes or large groups of high schoolers in to experience a speaker. And like I said, that's been life-changing for many of them. And if you're from an underserved community, we do need sponsor help to get them, because most of them don't have their own transportation. You know, there's schools in Westlake and in the area where the teachers are clamoring for tickets. There's no problem, the kids getting there, but it's underserved kids that take more of an effort. We have to bus them in. We often have to give them dinner before they come, but that's also very rewarding.
That's amazing.
So yeah, I think it's high school appropriate, you know.
That's great. I would want to go if I were in high school. I think it's awesome. So I know this is my last question. I know it's impossible to pick a favorite child, but which speaker have you enjoyed in the past the most, and which one from this season are you most excited to see?
Well, okay, it is like your favorite child, and we've had over 140 speakers over the years. So of course, being in the presence, I was thinking, I'm going to rattle off a few. being in the presence of an ex-president or assumed to be president like George Bush, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, unbelievable.
Yeah.
The Dalai Lama when we first started. That was, I still couldn't believe I was a mom in the presence of the Dalai Lama. But honestly, the ones that I would use terms like magical are the ones you didn't expect it to be. A couple years ago, we had Father Gregory Boyle talk about Homeboy Industries and what he was able to do. I was a little surprised my audience would embrace social justice, and they did, you know, just as they, when I asked my friends, who do you remember the most? It was a Mount Everest climber that survived Mount Everest at the very beginning of our series. It was a Time magazine photographer named Platon who just presented these amazing photographs with the stories behind them. I mean, I think, again, they don't sell our series. That's not why people buy. They're buying just like I'm excited right now. I'm excited to meet Goldie Hawn. I'm excited for Liz Cheney. Got a lot of interest in her. And Thomas Friedman's always a favorite. But I guarantee you, Lisa Genova will probably be the best speaker of the whole season.
She's the one I would be excited to see. Just
Okay.
that sort of dark horse that you're not sure what it would be like, but I think
Mm-hmm.
she would be so amazing. And of course, learning about Alzheimer's is so important.
Yep. I think she's going to cover autism for us and other brain issues that I think are just front and center for a lot of us, aging parents, children, grandchildren. Yeah, I think she's going to be really timely. We'll learn a lot.
That's great. Well, it sounds like it's going to be an amazing season. Thank you for answering my questions.
Very good. Thank you, Lynn. Right, let's make sure you got your cameras on because we're going to turn our questions to you. And I think that Joel Silver, the CFO at Viata Markets, is with us. With a question, Joel?
Yes. Thanks, Caroline. Sounds like a really exciting series. My question is, how can we use the series to reward our employees or key business partners? Can we invite them to meet the speakers and attend one of the programs?
Well, if you were a sponsor, I mean, we do sell group packages at discount. So let's say you didn't want to be a sponsor, but you wanted to bring a large group in. We can't cherry pick speakers, but you can definitely buy the series for a group of 10 or more if you guys want to go together. We have had a lot of businesses in the past go out to dinner, school districts too, go out to dinner with a large group ahead of time, and then they all go to the speaker series together. And I think a lot of companies find it's not that the Dodger game isn't great or a box at the Lakers, but there's a lot of employees that aren't that interested in that. So this is another really unique way. And again, if you become a sponsor, wow, all your employees can spend a good 45 minutes with Goldie Hawn or one of the speakers that you think is appropriate. So I never guess why our sponsors pick the ones they do. Everybody knows what they're trying to achieve from the party. So I hope I'm answering that for you. But I think it's a great engagement. Right now, we're hearing how hard it is to get young people back into the office and coming up with other activities for them to do that are sort of unique. Also, you can use them as, just a thank you. You've got 10 seats as part of your sponsorship, VIP seats, that if you don't want to use them to entertain that night, you can also hand them out as a thank you to employees that are going above and beyond or or have a special interest in certain things. So.
Wow, that sounds great. I mean, in my last job at Calavo, we were always taking people to ball games or entertainment, but oftentimes you had to drive all the way into LA. So it seems like this is a great way to do things a little bit closer to home instead of having to
Right.
take, a long trip. Sounds fantastic.
Well, I think too, they're going to remember the night they met a speaker. They may not remember what happened at that Laker game. So I think that's another really great, memorable experience you're going to give them.
I would agree. Thank you, Kathy.
I probably remember how difficult it is to park at the Laker game. That's
Right.
about it.
Or the traffic, if you're coming from the 805, oh my God.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me just check if we've got any further questions before we wrap up. I think it is looking good. Wow, a very, very exciting series ahead. And presumably, I mean, just talking about taking employees then, if there is a company that, say, buys a group package of 10 for the series, it doesn't have to be the same 10 people that they take each time, right? It can be this 10, like if you've got 30 employees, it could be this 10, this 10, and this 10, right?
Of course, we don't really, once you become a sponsor and you get those tickets, let's say every year the CEO of Warner Brothers needs you to buy a table and donate something. Well, here's another cool thing, that we don't mind if you donate them to the local Boys and Girls Clubs. We don't care really, once you have those tickets, what you decide to do with them. So if you're more interested in community engagement, go for it. So
I've a question from John Lockhart.
Hey everyone. Hey Caroline and Kathy. Thanks for being here, and this is a great show. Wanted to ask, who are some of the sponsors in the Thousand Oaks area? Have we had banks? Have we had some of the universities like Cal Lutheran? Or I know everybody thinks it's got to be corporate people, but what about some of the other kinds of sponsors?
Well, over the years, we've had a tremendous support from sponsors. And I've got to say, since COVID, one of the reasons I'm doing more outreach is we are sort of starting all over again, getting new corporate involvement. Union Bank has been involved in our series over the years. City National, they were a sponsor for about 8 straight years. Anderson Auto Group, which just got bought by Swickard, they've been involved with the series over the years. I'm trying to think. We've had a law firm up in Ventura, Ferguson Case, Orr and Patterson have sponsored us. We've never had a university actually in the Thousand Oaks or 805 area sponsor us. We do have LMU down in the South Bay. We have a hospital, Torrance Memorial Medical Center down in the South Bay. They've been with us for 22 years. We have a wealth management company, EP Wealth Advisors, involved in the series. So in Thousand Oaks, we have lots of opportunities for sponsors.
Great, thank you.
Very good. Well, thank you very much to you for joining us. Thank you to everyone for being with us today. To play us out, let's just take a little last look at the slideshow, which reveals who will be speaking at this season's Distinguished Speakers Series of Southern California. Thank you very much for being with us, and have a great day.